What's happening, family? I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and you are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, pop culture, sports, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. So great to join you all again, my friends, for another great edition of the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to just kick back, relax, and enjoy the program. As you know, we are an unbiased, independent, grassroots platform giving to you all the great insights, news that's trending in sports, politics, pop culture, and all the above. On today's program, we're going to be impacting a lot of interesting stories that happened recently within this next hour. We have the founder of WWE, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. There is a Netflix documentary series that will be discussing the life, really the rise and fall, because as you know, he is not the current founder. He doesn't run the day-to-day operations. He's pretty much was forced out due to sexual allegations, some pretty horrific allegations, and this wasn't his first go around with it. He's always been very controversial. So Netflix has signed on. They're going to be doing like a 6 episode, I believe, series. We'll talk a little more later on in the show about that. We're still going to follow you guys up, of course, with the 2024 presidential race, because so much stuff is happening. As you know, this is a crucial election season that we are currently in, and it's up to programs, like myself, to keep you guys informed of what to expect, and just making the right decisions, right? I'm not making the decision for you. I'm just trying to help explain it, easier compared to what you might see on like mainstream media news outlets, because everything on TV is just an outline. It's not giving you details, right? So I try to give you, as much details as I can within the short time that we have together. Also, a black Trump supporter was recently called a slave while canvassing for former President Donald Trump. So, quite interesting. Another interesting story, guys, and this is sad. Uh, a Wells Fargo employee was found dead in her cubicle. Excuse me, I don't know if it's a he or she. Was found dead in their cubicle 4 days after clocking in. And you telling me nobody noticed anything about that? Sounds pretty suspect, in my opinion. And then also, Brazil has suspended the X platform. X, formerly known as Twitter, that's owned by Elon Musk. It's going to be a great one I'll be discussing later on in the program. So again, thank you for taking the time to listen into the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, new episodes air weeknights available on all platforms, wherever you listen to your podcasts, streaming platforms like YouTube. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, the letter R, and then Smooth Club Media. So do me a favor, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. And I truly appreciate that. Also, you can watch us on Rumble. Our channel on Rumble is the Arrington Gavin Show, so we keep it very simple for you Rumble subscribers out there. And then you can follow us on our Instagram page at the Arrington Gavin Show. So I truly appreciate that. And also, we like to shout out our affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of Dallas, Georgia. Yes, you can tune into the program weeknights at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM, as well as WDJYFM.com. So multiple ways you can tune into the program, y'all. We are continue to grow. We want to keep on getting more in front of more eyes and listen in front of more ears. And so we want to keep that momentum going. Before I move forward, we always like to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like Bernardo Menswear. Yes, my good friend, Mr. Bernardo Johnson. He has his clothing store that keeps you up to date on the latest trends, swagged out from head to toe, business casual, formal, you name it, and as well as custom. I get a lot of my threads from here because as a business owner, really as a a person that works in media, I'm at different functions. I gotta make sure the wardrobe is looking sharp. Why? Because that's a part of my brand. If my brand is looking ugly, tacky, guess what? People are not going. They're not going to work with you. They're not going to have a lot of trust with you the way you dress. But thanks for guys like Mr. Bernardo Johnson. He keeps me up to date, looking fresh, and feeling like $1 million. Which I'm still praying on that $1 million. By the way, I'm trying to get to that thousandaire status first, and then I can get to $1 million. But please check out his store. It's located in MacArthur Mall. MacArthur Mall on the first floor. So if you happen to be in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, MacArthur Mall is located in the heart of downtown Norfolk. Just go on the first floor. Check out Bernardo's Menswear and tell him Arrington sent you. And look, if you're not in the Hampton Roads area, no worries, my friends. You can shop online by going to his website, www.bernardosmenswear.com. Again, that's www.bernardosmenswear.com. All right, my friends, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day, and then we'll get going with our first story. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to The Arrington Gavin Show.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
What's happening, my friends? What's happening? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Like I mentioned before, we're gonna get it started with our fun fact of the day. Look, check this out. Did you guys know that the longest wedding veil was longer than 63 football fields? Are you hearing me? Let me repeat it, just for the people in the back. So if they just in case they didn't hear, the longest wedding veil was longer than 63 football fields. And yes, that is extremely true. So it says here, a woman in Cyprus who set the Guinness World Record for the longest wedding veil. How long was it? Okay, here's exactly how long it was. It was nearly 23,000 feet long, which is the same length as about 63 and a half football fields. Now, I'm sorry. That's overdoing. That's a little bit too much. I know it cost them a mint. It's probably a very wealthy individual, but to me, that's like very braggadocious. Is braggadocious even a word? I don't know. It's just weird. That's like careless spending. Like, why would you have it that long? Like, just I don't I don't get it. I really don't get it. I Look, I understand having, you want to have the most talked about wedding of the century and this and that and the other, but my friends, that right there is a little bit too much, just a little bit too much. But that was your fun fact of the day, brought to you by the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, moving on. Let's get it going with some of our stories. So I want to follow you up with the presidential election. So recently, Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, and her vice presidential pick, uh, uh, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. They recently had their sit down with Dana Bash of CNN. The interview, when everybody kept on talking, when is she gonna talk with the press? When is she gonna talk to the press? When? And so she finally has that taken care of. Talks to the press. I watched a little bit of it. Uh, it was good. I mean, it was. I really wasn't expecting anything different as far as momentum, as far as what she was gonna talk about and things like that. Now, Dana Bash is a straight shooter reporter, even though she works, for CNN. A lot of people be like, "Oh, they work for CNN. They're basically gonna be helping and making the Democratic candidate look good." Not really, because as you know, CNN has been struggling ratings wise, so they're going on a more of a nonpartisan route rather than how they used to. Well, really, originally they were nonpartisan, in my opinion. Then eventually they started leaning more on the left, but now they're being more centrist, right? So they're having fairness, a lot of fairness happening. So by having people like a Dana Bash, who is a straight shooter reporter, she's not going to be cookie cutting anything. Um, it was a pretty good interview. Now, a lot of people were criticizing the fact that, well, why does she have to have her running mate with her, and this and that and the other, and why she can't do it solo? Is she scared? Is he going to help her look good because he can answer questions much better, and this and that and the other? Y'all, look, all that is people finding an excuse to say why this individual is not the right candidate. In past elections, there's been multiple presidents that has sat down with their running mate. That is common. Why? Because right now it's two people on that ticket. It's not just Harris alone. Look, you're voting for Harris and Walz. They're a package deal. So why not have both of them? It's always an excuse. Trump done it back with Mike Pence. Obama done it with Biden. Biden did it with Harris. I mean, it's a common thing. Bush and Cheney. I mean, it gets old. It really does get old. But some more following up I want to bring up is, y'all, we have got to make sure we keep our friends and family accountable and just up to speed on the knowledge, right? Because I was out of town recently visiting some family, and my cousins, I had two cousins that were questioning. Well, one was questioning Kamala Harris. The other was just questioning politics in general. Like, it's just a same old pattern. You vote for somebody, nothing's really, gonna be given to us. It's a waste of time. So why even vote? So really, he was choosing more of the couch as a candidate rather than picking an individual. And look, I get it, right? Because I get frustrated with the whole, with the two-party system in general. But I get tired of politics too, because how many times have we witnessed corrupt politicians? How many times have we witnessed politicians uh promising us this, and then once they finish their term, they don't even make it close to what they promised. So I totally get it. One is one too many, two is two too many. It's ongoing thing. On a state level, local level, federal level, like, it happens on all levels of politics. So I get the mistrust, but you know what? I've kept on encouraging the fact that so many people fought hard for you just to have that privilege, to have that right as a U.S. citizen to vote. Look, you choosing not to vote, trust and believe that's the narrative that other people, because my cousins, they were men of color, they were black, they were African Americans, and so there's already a stigma that's brought up against young black males, being, they're not as informed as they should. Let them just argue it out. Their vote doesn't count. I mean, people do not care about the black vote, but the black vote is extremely important. Now, in certain more urban neighborhoods, there's low voting turnout. Why? Because a lot of them, they choose not to, and that's the issue. Because I say it like this. um I say it like this. uh you can't continue to complain about this, complain about that, and then don't do anything about it. I'm tired of hearing people complain and no action being being or moving forward. No action or thought process. Okay, so what are you gonna do about it, right? The late great Joe Madison, the Black Eagle himself, always asked the question to his listeners when they called his show, complaining this, complaining. He's like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? And if they didn't give an answer, he's like, bye. You're wasting my time. Look, there's people out there, the community leaders. There's fish officials out there that do mean well and that are trying to do what they can for their community. Now, I was being honest with him. I'm like, you not voting is a win for one of the other candidates, right? Because it was a question that came across my feed. Is voting for a third party candidate just as bad as just not voting at all? And in a sense, yes, because it's a wasted vote. It's a wasted vote, but even a wasted vote can still help candidates, right? It really can. It can help candidates. So I get it. He's like, so if we vote for this person, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Why are people is so hopeful for what Kamala gonna do and this and that and the other? And look, that is what I hear so often, and I hear too many times right now, and I'm just like, y'all just have to have faith with this, because it really is like, I can't speak for Kamala Harris, only she can. And one thing we have to do as citizens is always keep our officials foot to the fire, because you said this, you promised this, we got to keep you accountable, because if you don't, guess what, there will be more individuals like my cousins to say, man, bump politics. I'm not doing this. I'm not going this route at all. Now, another cousin of mine, we were talking about just Kamala Harris in general. And again, it's the misconception of what they hear, in like 30-second clips, what they might hear in conversations. We live in a world where in general people don't want a woman in leadership. That's for one. Two, they don't want a woman of color in leadership. And then three, we came across the debate of like when she was oh gosh, when she was being she considers herself Indian American. That whole debate, like, oh, is she Indian now? Is she black? What is she? Like, why is this even a conversation? Like, why do you question everybody that is biracial? Like, oh, what do you go by? What do you consider? Like, I mean, it's dumb. It is dumb. It is dumb, y'all. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the moral of this story is you have to do your research. And that's when I ended the conversation with them. I'm like, do your research and read up on past administrations from all sides. Read from all outlets, okay? Don't just listen to one. Don't listen to what other people are saying or what the majority is saying. Go with what your core values is. Which whatever benefits your that can benefit you, especially can help your family. I mean, again, you have at stake women's reproductive rights. You have at stake I believe social security is at stake. You have for one, world peace. You want more divisiveness happening? Hey, look, go ahead on over to Trump's party, because I got a story later on. I mentioned before about the black Trump supporter who was called a slave while canvassing for Donald Trump. It was like, he's like, what? He's completely shocked. So I can't wait to share a little more with that. But just please, my friends, do your own research. Do your own research. I've told my conservative friends many times, it's nothing against a Republican that's running. My thing is Trump alone as a person. As a person, if I want to see somebody representing the whole United States, they are a representation from all different countries and leaders of like, okay, this president, this is what America's all about, and that individual will be Donald Trump or could possibly be again. Like, it makes me nauseous. It makes my butt itch just think about it. Like, it's just it's I couldn't do it, but my cousins, they were much younger, and they're very smart. But I think it's just, again, when you listen to the wrong stuff, the stuff that doesn't provide any quality facts or information, it's just, they just say, okay, it's all fake, it's all fake. Look, again, that's a conversation that will never end when it comes. Politics is not meant to be enjoyable. Okay, politics sucks. All right, I have friends that work in politics that are politics. Look, their goal, their missions, their passion uh 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 is their the community that they're representing, their 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 communities, the citizens, the voters. Like they have a passion for people. The job itself sucks because it's always like, okay, you got to vote on it. You got to compromise with people that you don't see eye to eye at all. And then they get the personal jabs and attacks. And see, that's the MAGA movement, in my opinion. Like you got a Marjorie Taylor Greene, you got Matt Gaetz, you got a Lauren Boebert, you got a Byron Donald. All those cats is personal attacks, which is childish. Okay, because you realize that you have to come together and agree and work amongst each other. How are you gonna do that when you're already attacking the person's appearance or attacking them? Just again, their education status. I mean, it's just it's insult. It's just it's trash. It really is trash. Um, I wanted to bring up real quick before I move forward. Okay, because there's been a lot of new endorsements recently. As we know, uh, the former Democrats, quote unquote Democrats, who are endorsing Donald Trump. You got Tulsi Gabbard. I mentioned this before on one show. Former Democratic Congresswoman out of Hawaii and current Fox News contributor. And then you also have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Both of them left the Democratic Party. They're open independents. They have endorsed Donald Trump. Now, as for Kamala Harris, 200 former GOP staffers, all right, 16 former GOP members of Congress, 12 former GOP White House attorneys, four, four former GOP governors, and then countless former GOP officials have all endorsed Kamala Harris, a Democrat. Someone you can consider, even more a progressive Democrat, right? You have people that are putting their political ideologies aside for democracy, for the majority, for people, for peace. Like that's why I get kind of frustrated where I even talk with my cousins or my friends that are just questioning the whole Kamala. I'm like, look, today is not the time. Now is not the time. It really isn't the time. You can get every time you talk your I'm not sure about this. Your doubts about Kamala Harris. All it is just don't, please, because you have to be open to listen. A lot of people they're like, hey, look, I'm gonna choose a couch. All right, that's up to you. That's up to you. But it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate because see, my goal is y'all to I use the phrase changing the narrative because I feel as though a lot of young people, a lot of a lot of men of color are just not informed as they should. And it's not, and they always feel like it's the world's against them, and they're always, oh, so man, we have to work, okay? We have to work for we're not asking for no handouts. We have to work. We have to do our own research. Don't wait for somebody to inform you. No, you got to do it yourself. Do your own research. And I'm talking go around the world with your research. Don't just go in one hub. Can't stand people that like when it comes to news platforms. Oh, I just watch CNN. Oh, I just watch Fox News. Like that's garbage. You keep yourself in a bubble. That's not keeping you informed what's going on in the outside world. Um, but that's I wanted to bring that up because recently Tyrese Gibson, actor, singer Tyrese, he's been in the news. I mean, a lot, man. He's going through some stuff. He recently called out President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris over anti-Asian hate crime bill. He quotes, "Where is the same effing law for black and brown people? They're saying we're still disposable." Again, I come back to being misinformed. I come back to just being misinformed because Tyrese is an individual who is just as I mentioned before, he's going through some things. He's going through some things, and he isn't the person. Really, celebrities in general. I'm not really a fan of celebrity endorsers or endorsements. Sometimes, I mean, I understand the business and the branding aspect. Like, hey, look, you're trying to get as many votes as possible. So if this person has 55 million followers just on Instagram alone, I want to earn that individual's endorsement so that all his or hers fans can come on, the Arrington train as I run for office. Like, I get it, but I think sometimes too, in my opinion, it can sometimes dumb down uh 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 the voters, because it's like, okay, I'm just voting because I'm a fan of The Rock and The Rock voted for you, so I'm gonna vote for you. Like, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Um Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of public figures out there that are very educated in politics, like Kerry Washington, extremely educated, Eva Longoria, extremely educated, Oprah Winfrey, extremely educated when it comes to politics. George Clooney. I can think of so many other celebrities. Killer Mike. Killer Mike is very, very informed and very involved on the local standpoint when it comes to office. Um, I am I'm looking at, actually, it's funny because I'm looking on Instagram. Roland S. Martin, founder of the Black Star Network and host of Roland Martin Unfiltered, he had put on his Instagram. He's like, I'm sick of celebrities talking about public policy and they don't do fact checking. He mentioned Tyrese in general. Did a visual claiming that Asian Americans received a hate crime bill and black people did not. He said that's 100% lie. I have debunked this lie on Roland Martin Unfiltered for several occasions. I also debunked the lie that there has never been in American history hate crime bills for African Americans. So you guys can follow Roland Martin while we're talking, and he has some really great insights and information. I mean, again, those are some of the people that I receive information from. People like Roland Martin, like a Dr. Rashard Ritchie, like Armstrong Williams, conservative commentator Armstrong, Shermichael Singleton, right? Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? So many. I mean, I look. I'm a political junkie. I watch them all. I read them all. Watch them all. It's just that's just how I do. But guys, again, please, 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 please stay informed. Do your own research. I understand the hesitancy, but just remember, man, this is a very, very, very crucial election that we're in right now, and you having your doubts off of just, man, they don't care. They don't care. Look, your vote counts. That's all I can say is your vote counts. Your vote is your power. It's Congress and the House that will are the ones you also got to keep to the fire, keep their foot to the fire as well. But please, your vote counts. Please don't choose the couch, regardless of whatever candidate you choose. Just again, it's your right to vote. So I please recommend to do so. Let's see here. We're gonna do another quick commercial break before we move forward to our break. I do have to acknowledge another proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show, Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a black-owned, veteran-owned spirit brand, gin brand, with the spin of the original gin. This gin is a rose gold gin in a beautiful, sexy bottle. And look, I am a bourbon and whiskey connoisseur. Okay. But there's only one gin that I partake in, and that's Ingenious Gin. You can have it neat, you can have it on the rocks, you can have it in cocktails. It is so good, it's so tasty, so smooth. Please, I highly recommend to check it out, especially for all you gin connoisseurs out there. Add that to your collection. All you have to do is visit your local spirit stores or ABC stores, depending on which state you're in, and grab yourself a bottle. And if you prefer to shop online, you can do so by going to www.ingeniusgin.com. Again, that's www.ingeniusgin.com. If you're watching this program at the moment, I have a 20% off discount code on the screen below, so you can put that in and check out, get 20% off your purchase. So, hey, look, you're welcome, my friends. You're welcome. And please make sure to drink responsibly. Don't go anywhere, my friends. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Let's bring on this story right here. So, look, Brazil has suspended the X platform, formerly known as Twitter, in their country. It says right here, let me bring up this graphic for you guys. Let's see here. This is recently reported. I'm reading this off of the Neighborhood Talk. You should check their platform out on social media. They bring on some very great very great insight, very great stories. I always admire, of course, independent media. But yeah, it says here, let's see. Says here that they suspended the platform in their country after Elon Musk called their top judge Darth Vader and failed to censor alleged hate accounts and fake news. Citizens will be fined up to $9,000 a day if caught using it. Now, is this something that they should probably recommend to the states? I don't know, because I am an advocate of free speech. I'm very pro freedom of speech. Now, that doesn't mean I'm a fan of hate speech. Hate speech, there should be censors for hate speech, and that's what kills me with Elon, because Elon has shared similar traits, but it's a business thing too, and he provides an avenue for people to spew out hate speech. X is now starting to be more of a conservative platform. At first, it was more of just a mixed open forum. Now, some people will be like, "Oh, it turned left ever since the Trump administration because they had banned Trump. They kicked him off the platform, but Trump was saying some off the wall, you know what? Okay, he was saying some off the wall things. Guys like Alex Jones, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, and other I guess opinionated commentators, mostly conservative, they were saying some off the wall stuff. So I totally understand why you want to ban and again, you got a guy that was I don't know if he was fully charged yet, but in my opinion, he had a huge role in inciting a riot during January 6th. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so words matter. Words do matter. Now, again, Elon makes the avenue where it's, hey, it's open, you can do whatever you want. I get it, I understand. But Brazil's like, oh no, we different around here, especially when you start insulting I guess top tier leaders out there. So it says here the Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandria de Moraes previously ordered Musk to ban accounts on the platform that were spreading alleged hate and fake news, breaking a law. To no surprise, Elon took the order as the attack on censorship and refused to do so. Instead, he closed his offices in the country and deemed the orders as illegal. Unlike other social media and technology platforms, it says here that we will not comply in secret with illegal orders. What the platform said via statement. Now, Musk didn't only stop at not complying. He went on the platform and called the gentleman, as I mentioned earlier, Darth Vader, an evil dictator, as well as noting that the requests were only for political gain. Now, according to CNN, their beef has been ongoing for months, which led to the ex legal representative in Brazil to resign. Morris ordered Musk to appoint a new representative, but it hasn't been done. So as of right now, said the judge put his foot down and announced the suspension. And I already mentioned about if a person is caught using it, a daily fine up to $9,000. Jesus, $9,000. Damn. Like what do they think this money just? Look, you don't got to worry about me, Judge. All right, I'll delete the platform completely. If you shoot $9,000, I don't need that. That's one less platform. That is one less media platform. But you know what though? Hey, that's what you talk. That's what laying down the law is all about, right there. You think you can say what you want? Oh, now you're gonna insult my intelligence? You're gonna call me out my name on your platform? All right, boom, get out. We don't need you. Like, I mean, come on now. Come on. You're just attacking censorship. You're just attacking. No, man. And again, that would be that's the question I want to ask you, all the listeners out here that are listening. If does freedom of speech mean you should also give a platform, give an opportunity to share hate speech? Does that include hate speech? Does freedom of speech include hate speech? That's the question. Does freedom of speech include hate speech? If so, then hey, it's like, then do you want to provide, give the opportunity, give the avenue, give the outlet for bullies out there and just people to say whatever? I mean, really, are we trying to go back into the Jim Crow era? The whole segregate. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, you're giving people the right to be discriminatory against individuals in certain groups and cultures. Me personally, again, I'm big on freedom of speech, but when you start personally attacking one's appearance, again, hate speech, there should be no platform, no room, no avenues to allow that at all. That's just my opinion, fam. All right. As I digress from that story, I want to move on to another one that is going viral at the moment. So a Wells Fargo employee was found dead in I keep on saying her. I don't even know if it's a he or a she. Let me see here. Where is my? Here we go. Let me pull this. Is this my? Okay, let's make sure I got my notes. Make sure I got my notes, people. So yes. So recently, a Wells Fargo employee was found dead in their cubicle 4 days after last scanning in. Now, I'm sorry, you're telling me no one noticed? I don't know, maybe a smell. No one noticed anything odd, like, oh, such wearing the same clothes and you're laying down in that same position I saw you last time. Oh, hi, have a great one. Like, what? Something to me is a bit odd. Is just a bit odd. So let me go ahead and bring off this play this soundbite for you. And this is off one of the local news outlets out there. I think it happened in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and play this soundbite for you. So stay with me. Give me 1 second.
Story we first reported yesterday. Tonight, Tempe police are confirming the timeline of when the woman clocked in to when her colleagues found the body. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in the studio with new details tonight. Gabby, 4 days. I mean, this poor woman went 4 days undiscovered. It's hard to believe.
And that's a question many employees are asking themselves tonight. I spoke with an employee who said that she shared her perspective on the workplace environment, and they say it's a big building, but most people don't work there on a daily basis. A Wells Fargo employee went to work the morning of Friday, August 16th and never went home. Tempe police tell 12 News 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme scanned into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. 4 days later, police responded to the office building near Washington Street and Priest Drive for reports of a subject down. Prudhomme was declared dead. The Tempe Police Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating, but do not suspect foul play. A Wells Fargo employee exclusively spoke with 12 News, but asked not to be recorded or identified out of fear for their job. They say a colleague found Prudhomme dead at her desk in a cubicle while walking around the building on Tuesday, August 20th. Prudhomme's cubicle was reportedly on the third floor and away from the main aisle. This employee says several people had smelled a foul odor, but passed it off as faulty plumbing. They say while most Wells Fargo employees at this Tempe location work remote, the building has 24/7 security, and someone should have found Prudhomme sooner.
Story we first reported
So 24-hour security, 24-hour security. Employee smelled a horrific odor and assumed it was plumbing. I'm sorry. If it's something wrong with the plumbing, then that should have already been fixed within that day. Okay? 4 straight days you have an odor thinking that it's bad plumbing, and then I'm assuming you had to use the bathroom. Does it smell? Does the smell get stronger when you walk towards the bathroom? And then 24-hour security, someone's going to be losing their job. I mean, and I'm talking security. I'm talking whoever has high leadership for that office, whoever covers that floor. That is just and see, guys, how is workplace relationships? How is the workplace culture like nowadays? I mean, are people not really interactive with everybody here? Are people just in there to clock in, do their job, and then bounce? Like, how is the vibe now? It's extremely sad. My, thoughts and prayers go out to that individual's family. But this is not going to be a a one and done conversation. I know we're going to continue to speak on it here. I'll probably mention a little bit on another podcast that I actually co-host with some friends in your city. Be sure to tune into that as well, wherever you get your podcasts. But this is discussing 4 days. 4 days. That is some extremely careless work, in my opinion. On behalf of security, maintenance, whoever is covering that. That is just wow. That is a lot. That is a lot. Wow, that is a lot. Moving on to our next story, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just now listening in the program, you are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Here we speak on bold, we share bold opinions. We speak a little bit of everything, trending news in the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and all the above. So on our next story, thought this was quite interesting. For all you wrestling fans out there, so I was a huge wrestling fan growing up, and I still am to this day, right? I watched all the WWE, WWF, TNA, ECW, like I watched it all. WCW, I loved it, and I still love it to this day. So now, if you are a wrestling fan like myself, you know who Vince McMahon is. Vince McMahon was the mastermind of the huge success of the WWE right now. The Attitude Era, you name it, he was a genius, okay, behind the brand. But really, you started realizing he's doing some some off the wall stuff. Like he always was doing things that were kind of suspect, right? The storylines that he did was always involving him having an affair with the most hottest female wrestler on staff, and at that time, women's wrestlers weren't looked upon as like the athletes. They were just looked upon as like, okay, they're gonna show off their bodies, and we want to do bra and panties matches and all this stuff. Like, it was weird. It was very weird. The culture was a lot different. That was before the Me Too movement, right? So it was just shared recently that Netflix announces Vince McMahon docuseries about the WWE's founder's legacy, the rise and the fall. It says here Netflix has announced a new documentary series chronicling um, the rise and fall of the WWE's controversial founder, Vince McMahon. By the way, Vince McMahon's wife, Linda McMahon, worked on the Trump administration. Linda, I think she worked in politics in Connecticut as well. But yeah, she was a part of the Trump administration. Just wanted to throw that out there. It says here, according to Netflix, the 6 episode series, um, titled Mr. McMahon is coming to the streaming service on September, be coming late September, and it tends to pull back the curtain to reveal the true Vince McMahon, obscured beneath the persona he presented to the world, offering a portrait of the controversial businessman and WWE co-founder. Now, the documentary is culled from over 200 hours of interview footage with Mr. McMahon himself, who currently, before he, resigned from the WWE, his family members, business associates, and some of the most iconic names in wrestling history, as well as the journalists who uncovered the explosive allegations McMahon found himself at the center of. Um, the gentleman Chris Smith, who executive produced the hit Tiger King docuseries for Netflix in 2020, is in the director's chair for Mr. McMahon's, while also executive producing with Bill Simmons. Now, Smith admitted, hold on, was getting a text while I was doing this. Smith admitted that creating the documentary was no small feature, but has led to an insightful look into Mr. McMahon, his life, and his career. He quotes, over the 4 years of production, the story evolved in truly shocking ways, accumulating in some extreme harrowing allegations. The final product is a revealing documentary that we believe offers a rich and nuanced portrait of the man and the complex legacy he left behind. Now, Mr. McMahon and his wife Linda found the company that became known as WWE back in 1980, and they witnessed it grow into sports entertainment's powerhouse. Now, this is a multi-billion-dollar company as we speak, right? Um, they're selling out football arenas, like twice a weekend. Like they used to just do one show. Now they do like a two pay-per-view, show, day one, day two, and they sell them both out. It's insane. However, in recent years, McMahon has been riddled with controversy amid of allegations of sexual misconduct and trafficking, leading to his resignation recently in January. Now, Mr. McMahon arrives on Netflix, like I said, late September, and with interviews from Hulk Hogan, Dwayne Johnson, Steve Austin, John Cena, Bret Hart, and many more. I'm excited to check this out, guys. For one, if you are not familiar with Tiger King was an amazing docu series. Tiger King was legendary. I think this will be a legendary documentary series. A lot of big names in wrestling has had successful documentaries. Guys like Ric Flair, Kurt Angle. Those are the two most recent documentaries. Or Bret Hart had a documentary not too, a while back. I mean, really, really, really good quality stuff, because the life of a professional wrestler, and not even just that, you're looking at the business. You're looking at the guy that created it all. I mean, you're fired, like Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Like this is gonna be a really good. It's gonna skyrocket. I think it's going to win some awards. I mean, I'm saying that ahead of time. It's definitely going to win some awards. It's the most recent statement I know. Linda McMahon has said that her husband, who I believe is about 79 right now, his health is kind of, it's not doing so good. So you know, this I think that's another reason why it's like, okay, this is the time where we want to get this story out so you can kind of hear the legacy and stuff that not a lot of people knew about Vince McMahon. So that will be happening very soon, y'all, and we'll continue to follow up more on that story for you guys here on the show. How am I looking with time? Okay, next up, let me bring on bring on this. So, as I mentioned before the show, there was a black Trump supporter that had claims he was called a slave by a right-wing organization he was canvassing for. Now, if I can give you guys a visual for those who are watching of who this individual was, let me get that going for you. And says here that Carl Baxter, a MAGA fan who heads up a county Republican club in Florida, is suing the Koch brothers Americans for prosperity over alleged discrimination. Now, this reported by The Independent. It says here that a diehard Trumper in Florida says he was discriminated against by a right-wing political advocacy group, claiming he was called a slave during his 12 days with the organization before it fired him for complaining. Now, Carl Baxter, who is black, and for those who are watching, this man is blacker than black. He is black. All right, man is black. He is suing Americans for Prosperity, the nonprofit grassroots conservative operation established by Charles and David Koch, the billionaire siblings and hardline climate change deniers. Baxter served as president of the Republican Club of North and East Fort Myers. And it's not at all shy about his outsized affection for Donald Trump. Ugh. He can be seen on social media at Trump appearances, waving a MAGA flag at a Trump truck parade, at charity galas, giving the camera a Trumpian thumbs up, and donning a red MAGA hat, and posting with among other a county tax collector who has come out as a vociferous opponent of critical race theory. Oh, pretty interesting. Okay. So it says here, let me see. I'm gonna look at my time. Okay. AFP, which has been around since '04, gained prominence after Barack Obama was sworn in as president. It has traditionally focused on hollowing out workers' rights, blocking Medicaid expansions, kneecapping green energy initiatives, and pushing down the minimum wage. Now, since 2010, some 42% of AFP's ads have been rated false by PolitiFact. Now, the nonpartisan fact-checking website, none have been rated true. The group backed Trump's UN ambassador Nikki Haley in recently when she was running for president before the former South Carolina governor bowed out of the race in March. Now, Trump chafed at AFP's support on of Haley, posting last January to his flailing Twitter clone, Truth Social. Americans for Non-Prosperity, who made more money during the Trump years than any other time, are stupid people who are backing Bird Brain as she goes down tubes. Bad timing, Charles. I mean, once again, Trump just wants whoever doesn't support him. They're just like, oh no, not doing it. I'm not, I'm gonna talk bad about them because they don't support me. Wham, 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 wham. So it says here that Baxter's lawsuit, which was filed recently, and obtained to the Independent, describes him as an African American businessman who is active in local politics. It says here he was brought on by AFP in June of 2023 to work as a part-time grassroots associate. Now, Baxter's duties consisted of canvassing in neighborhoods to talk with voters about AFP selected policy issues and driving to and from those neighborhoods, according to the suit. Now, AFP agreed to pay Baxter $20 an hour for the door knocking duties, plus an unspecified mileage reimbursement, the lawsuit states. Now, he started on June 14th of 2023, and his job performance, according to the suit, was exemplary. So now, trying to see here, trying to get to the meat and potatoes. So it says here, a gentleman by the name of AFP's grassroots engagement director Roxanne Buckles, who is white, according to Baxter's suit, then proceeded to call him a slave and demanded that he confirmed he is a slave. Wow. Stating as follows: I know you are doing the work and I can see the doors that you are hitting on my iPad on my side. At least you are working as a slave, sarcastically, but at least you are getting paid. Many slaves today do get paid. Many used to never get paid. Are you a slave? See, here's why this girl is this is the issue right here. Okay. Um People think that they have the what's the word I'm looking for? They have the unfiltered resource to just say whatever and like think it's fine, think it's all fun and games. Why? Because look, your fearless leader, Donald Trump, says anything and whatever the hell he wants to say, and it could be it could be the stuff that he says is off the wall and very offensive, right? So now I don't know what to say, Baxter. I mean, you're part of a community where there's a lot of people that don't like you now. It's unfortunate the fact that no one should be called a slave and discriminated. That shouldn't be anywhere. And I hope he gets all the money, and I hope he wins this lawsuit, by a landslide. But that is the norm, in my opinion, that I see on the far right, especially for Team MAGA. Like a lot of them, they say some off the wall stuff, and they're like, "Oh, that's a joke. That's funny. Come on, you." And guess what? There's some brothers out there that will laugh, be like, "Ha ha ha, yeah, yeah, it's funny." But Baxter said, "Hold up, hold up." Now I got respect for Baxter for standing up and be like, "Hold up, now I'm no slave now. Now we agree on politically, but you're not gonna call me out my name like that." And that's why I always say, guys, you shouldn't be alarmed when you see black conservatives, right? You need representation on all sides of the aisle. So I have nothing against black conservatives. It's unfortunate, but not everybody are comedians. And this Buckles lady, yeah, she, and I mean, I hope she loses her job, because that right there shouldn't be allowed in any workplace environment, nonprofit, grassroots. I don't care what it is. Obviously, he says he was highly offended, demanded to speak with Miss Buckles immediately, with their supervisor. As the lawsuit goes on, Buckles then arranged a conference call with her boss, who is also white, according to the suit. Baxter's concern is in a few minutes later, the supervisor called back an AFP's state operations director on the line, a white woman, the lawsuit says, and terminated plaintiff's employment without notice. So it looks like he's the only black guy on staff. I heard a lot of white individuals like, okay, I need to speak to your supervisor. Oh, white. Let me speak with your supervisor. White. Oh gosh, what are we gonna do here? So I'll continue to read a little more on this and follow up more on this story, because I feel like we can expand this in another conversation. But I'm looking at my time, guys, and I'm running low on time, and that's the part of having a 1 hour show. But hey, you'll see us again the next night. So no worries at all. My friends, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune in weeknights. Available on all podcast platforms, YouTube, Rumble, as well as our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of Dallas, Georgia. Tune into our program on there weeknights at 11 p.m. as well as online at WDJYFM.com. Y'all take care, stay blessed, be easy, and again, make sure you are registered to vote. Make sure you spread the word to your family, your friends, because this is a crucial election. I'll see you next time, my friends. Take care.